Hi everybody, it's Die Laughing, and I'm going to give you the answers to my selection of riddles that I left you the other day. I think I've left you stew long enough. So the first one was, let me have a look. There it is. Riddle number one. There's a kid within a kid, I kid you not. I go at 32 and I'm grass through and through. The answer I was looking for was a skiddo. That's not it. Where's my skiddo gone? There's my skiddo. Which is, of course, a young goat, because it grows up to be a go-goat when it gets to level 32. So a young goat is a kid. And, of course, if you look at skiddo, there's a kid within a kid, a skiddo. It becomes a go-goat at 32, and, of course, it's grass through and through, which is its typing. So, a little bit tricky, I think. Yeah, if you've got go-goat, I give you that, because it's kind of the same thing. But yeah, there we are. Let's have number two up. Okay, number two was, in the pond here, the crustacean core. Durant is a red herring of sorts. Do not stray near. I'm a violent outlaw. And as you can see, the answer was a crawdaunt. There she is. Now, this is described as the rogue Pokemon. And apparently it lives in ponds and it defends its territory violently, hence the rogue and violent nature. It's a crustacean, of course, lives in ponds. Now, core and Durant is an anagram, so that's why Durant is a red herring, because it didn't actually mean anything in the clue. It's just purely an anagram to throw you off the scent. Core Durant. I suppose it is red as well, kind of. Yeah, reddish in colour. So yeah, I thought that was quite a tricky one. So well done if you got that one. That was hard. Okay, let's get number three on the go. Okie dokie, riddle three was, shred a shred swan, now I'm afraid to get too wet. Dig the 3 10s for a shrewd underground bet. So obviously the answer for this one, I thought was fairly straightforward, would be a sand shrew. I've even put shrew in the clue. So it's an anagram of a shred swan. So if you shred the word a shred swan, or the words, you get sand shrew. It's afraid to get too wet, of course, because it's a ground type and doesn't like water. It learns dig at 30, and it lives underground, apparently. So that's what the underground bit, and of course dig as well. So yeah, that's what that one was, sand shrew for that one. Fairly, bit more easier than the last one, but I think some get tougher. Okay, number four, a floating face cracks angry cool to blue. In black and white, heat turns to dew. Just be cool and I'll be born anew. So this describes a cryogonal, which is here. Now it's floating because it levitates, and if you look carefully, you can see the face through the two cracks. That is why we've got the floating face cracks. Angry cool is an anagram of cryogonal, and blue, of course, is its colour. Now, it's Pokemon Black and White, and when you heat it up, it turns to vapour. But if you cool it back down, it'll reborn back into a cryogonal, which is why it's born anew. So yeah, all sorts in that one. So there we go. Cryogonal was the answer for number four. See how you got on with number five. Okay, number five. Now, I bet you're all thinking, they're all so easy this time. Yeah, it's just for fun. I know I made them really easy this time. Okay, number five. Elevate a fish, not of the water type. By warping a stroke, seal is immune to all. Such a sucker. Am I worth the hype? And it was an Electros, which is here. Whoops, go away. So, Electros, well, you even go Ellie in here, Ellie fish, which is the description of it. It's an Ellie fish. It's elevating, of course. It's a fish type, because it's an eel, but of course it's pure electric. And if you warp the words stroke and seal, you get an anagram of Electros. And of course, it has no weaknesses. It has a mouth for a sucker, which is with the last bit, and hype just rhymes with type. Trying to make them more poetic these days. So that's how you get your Electros. Okay, number six coming up. Okay, number six was, I'm off for some ale, crab bar on the rocks. Talk to the hand and also the face. Thinking limbs are all over the place. I was looking for a baracle for this one. There's an anagram of ale, crab and bar. obviously on the rocks. So if you break that up, you get barbarical. I was trying to trick you into thinking it was a crabominable. Also, the hand and the face. Talk to the hand and also the face, because they're one and the same. As you can see, the face is also the hand. And thinking limbs are all over the place. Apparently the limbs all think for themselves and are all capable of independent movement, which is why they're all over the place. So that's how you get to barbarical. Quite a tricky one, that one, I think. Okay, number 7, the rude one. Pink gaping lips make a penile blue. I've still got the last answer up. During the night to the ground I may slew. Don't be fly, 'cause I'll eat you. That's why I was actually looking for a weeping bell. Because it has pink gaping lips, as you can see. A penile blue is actually an anagram of weeping bell. And apparently during the night they hang themselves up, and sometimes they slide to the ground during the night. And it's described as a fly catcher Pokemon, which is why don't be fly, because I'll eat you. That's how you get your weeping bell. Well done if you got that one, by the way. Well done. Righty-ho, number 8. The new Mr. Ratty started as an old rocker. Brick red mandible king, born again to rule again. Is that right? Is that what I said? Rule and grin, sorry. Didn't think it was right. Rule and grin. It was a Tyrantrum I was looking for. You had an anagram of new Mr. Ratty. There's a couple of references to a fossil Pokemon, one being new, old rocker, and born again, fossil Pokemon. Obviously rock type, and old rocker again, fossil. Brick red is its colour. Mandible king, obviously it's a strong jaw Pokemon, and a mandible is your jaw. Used to rule, it's the despot Pokemon, hence king. And rule and grin, it should have been at the end there, sorry, my mistake. Rule and grin, and obviously grin for obvious reasons. So that's how you got your Tyrantrum. Okay, number 9 coming up. Okie dokie, number 9 was a riser of 3. Take a peek at my home. There's a chill in the air, enough to cut a noir with the blues and spell bad news. So the answer here was an Articuno, which is, oh, that little puny thing. Didn't get a very good picture there. A riser of 3, of course, is part of the trio of legendary bird Pokemon, with Zapdos and Moltres. It lives in mountain peaks, which is why peak is its home. A chill in the air, obviously it's an ice type. Cut a noir is an anagram of Articuno. And blues, obviously, is its colour, and cold, of course. And it spells bad news because apparently Articuno would appear before doomed travellers in icy places. Kind of bizarre, but that's what it says in the description of it. So there we go. Alrighty, number 10 are coming up. Okay, finally, number 10. You're starting to look wet in those torn up Armani. RIP to dragons with a seal of approval. Vocal balloons will see their removal. So we're looking for a Primarina on this one. There she is. Beautiful. So, of course, we've got wet as a type. Starter, so it's a water starter. Torn up Armani, RIP. So if we tear up Armani and RIP, we get an anagram of Primarina. Of course, it's against dragons because it's a fairy type. It looks like a seal. There she is. And according to the literature, one of its tools or one of its weapons are vocal balloons, apparently. Never knew that, but there we go. So, yeah, that's that one there. So, yeah, that's all 10. Very well done if you got any right, because they're quite hard. But I can't imagine anyone getting them all right. They're pretty nasty. So I'll leave you in peace for a bit now. I don't think I'll give any new ones because my brain can't cope with trying to cook any more up. It's starting to smoke already. So we will hang fire and we will wait for episode 18. I'll see you soon.